I have a degree in economics and politics. I thought I'd always go into corporate, but of course my family have been in a restaurant for 50 years, the Asian Curry Awards. So I've always wanted to do something within food at some point. And Bombay Pizza started as more of a side hustle. And it got to a point where it was making money, and I realized, okay, if I want to grow this out, I probably need some serious investment. And I've been a big fan of The Apprentice since I was like 7 years old. Like, I watched it every single year. So I applied, and luckily I got in straight away.
It's amazing, because it is a really tough process. It's really competitive. Thousands and thousands of people apply, so that's difficult to begin with. Tell us about some of the lessons you learned from Lord Sugar, and also from the process itself.
I think the biggest thing I learned in the process is definitely resilience. So if anyone watched the series, you probably knew that my team didn't do that well throughout the tasks. But I think what I learned is, if you try your best, no matter what it is, and you take accountability for the work you do as well. I think one thing that Lord Sugar, I think he appreciated in me as well, was that even if things went wrong, I took accountability from it, and I told him, like, look, I know what went wrong, this is how I can improve, and this is why I deserve to stay. And I think having that resilience and that, I guess, tenacity to keep going is what Lord Sugar liked to me, and I think that's how I got into the final.
Yeah, you owned it when things went wrong, rather than just pretending it was someone else's fault or whatever, which is really important. So the show has put you very much in the national spotlight. How do you handle that level of pressure, of visibility, especially as a South Asian woman in business?
Yeah, I think obviously it's great, especially like for my business in terms of marketing, but it has been a bit difficult initially, because I'm really happy with the public reaction, but I didn't expect such a large reaction in a way. So once the interviews had come out, like, my business grew by 1,000% overnight, which is insane.
And were you ready for that?
No, we weren't ready. We had like queues out the door, and then people just kept ordering, and we would tell them the wait time is like 2 hours, 3 hours, and they still ordered, which I was like shocked by. And it was just insane. So obviously I'm like really grateful for the experience and like people being interested in me, but it also does make it difficult in the sense of, because I did so well on the show and I got like 5-star feedback, I also feel like people have put the business on a pedestal to some level, where they always expect a really high quality pizza, and that's what we aim to serve them.
Were there any moments behind the scenes that have changed how you are as an entrepreneur? Any lessons that you've learned?
Yeah, I think it's something what I mentioned before, but the biggest lesson is very much accountability and the resilience of it, because I think everyone here who owns a business knows, like, it's not easy at all and things go wrong all the time. And like, it's when you're the owner, it's just like everything you have to do, and you have to take accountability and you have to fix it. So that's definitely like the biggest lesson I've learned in business. And I think also, before The Apprentice, I think I used to dream of having like a really busy business, and obviously now I'm living my dream, which is great. Then also I realized, even if your business is like very busy, your problems just get bigger as well. So there's more things to fix as well. But it's been a good experience.
Now, many contestants after the show fade from view, but you've managed to maintain some visibility. You're kind of all over the place, really. How do you manage to juggle the TV opportunity with real life success, and how do you kind of turn that into, how do you make sure that you have the ability to do that?
Yeah, so I'd say, so with the show, in terms of my intentions, it was always very purely for my business in a way. So I didn't go on The Apprentice to become like a TV star. Like, The Apprentice isn't Love Island, it's still like a business show. So I think what I focused on after the show is very much my business, and I think the public have reacted well to that, because instead of me trying to do other TV things, people who follow me on social media or who follow my journey, I think that they like that I'm authentic and that I actually do care about my business, and that is the content that I produce. So it's been a good way where I'm able to both promote myself as an individual but promote my business alongside it.
Yeah, you do have a strong personal brand as well, which is really important to the business, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's one thing that shocked me from the show a bit, was how many people resonated with me and how many people are watching my journey. So I feel really fortunate to have that.
Tell us a little bit more about Bombay Pizza then, because it's such a bold, fresh concept. Even though you've got the industry in your blood, in terms of restaurants, how did you come up with this idea, this concept?
Yeah, so this concept was honestly came out of a chance. During COVID, I wanted to have a business of some sort, and I actually just thought about doing Italian pizzas and keeping it just normal Italian pizzas, what everyone sort of does. But then I realized the market is so competitive and there's nothing unique if you're doing what everyone else is doing. And then of course my dad owned a restaurant, so what I did is put the fresh chicken tikka onto the pizza, and I realized that became my #1 bestseller because customers wanted a different flavor. They liked that it was unique. They liked that obviously you can get chicken tikka pizza in other pizza places, but because we were doing it fresh, straight from the oven, the flavors were better. And then once I realized, well, this is the best-selling pizza, why not make a whole entire brand dedicated around fusion pizzas? And that's how Bombay Pizza started, and I think that's what we've continued to grow, because for us the fusion is the focus. It's not an afterthought of like, oh, let's just do something different. The whole brand is fusion.
And you're now expanding with new formats, new partnerships. Where do you see the brand going next?
Well, the goal is to go nationwide. So last week we launched our second location, and we have a few more coming in the next few weeks. So our goal is to expand quickly throughout London and then to start franchising to the other cities.
It's been quite the journey. You've had an incredible time being on the show. What does it mean to you being here at the House of Lords, representing both your business and your community in the catering world?
Yeah, no, it's a great honour to be here in the House of Lords and to also celebrate all these great award winners, and all these people have such successful businesses as well. I think for me it's important to be here and to recognise my business, but also to recognise other businesses. And I feel like what I represent is the new kind of young modern entrepreneur in a way. As you know, like most curry houses or most restaurants are owned by men, and which are in the room. So what I feel like I represent is the younger generation who want to make their stamp in the world, do something different, and I hope to represent people who have a dream, they go out and chase it.
Anisa, wonderful to talk to you, and many congratulations on your success. We wish you all the best for the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.